The super event is live in game at the moment. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to a brand new video. The super event, as you know, is a brand new meta type event that is, well, it's not meta type event to be honest, it's not that. It's a regular daily event. This is sort of to replace the 22-hour solo events and every type of little micro event. If you didn't know already, we've been covering this particular thing for a little while. But TLDR for those people that don't know is you're going to find a lot of these specific type of events going for 28 days. I think I said in the video 20 days. It is actually 28 days. The 22-hour solo event, 22-hour solo event, rank reward, 7-hour, yada, 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 weekly objectives, weekly login, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is going for a limited time only. Will actually double check, though, if it does seem like everything is going, because in-game, we should see the 4-hour daily crystal. There's my free Valiant crystals. It doesn't look like there's a timer there, which you can see there. So that probably means that they have indeed gone. You still can collect the daily from that one there, daily Valiant, whatever it is, from the web store. So go and collect that whilst you still can. But it looks like that is those 4-hour crystals are gone at this moment in time. And all of those particular rewards have gone into this new daily super event, which you can get points from a plethora of places. I'm going to be testing in this video. I'm also going to be testing the timing. So you're not going to see me kind of play for 10 minutes because Kabam do state, especially on the website, that it will take 10 minutes. It's a play for 10 minutes, earn milestones, and it could be as simple as that. It's not going to be so straightforward to that. One thing I would say is when you see this video, because you could be watching this 2 or 3 days later, at the moment in time, there is an arena wins currently on in game. You can see it's there. So it makes more sense to go and do arena because you'll be able to double up on getting arena wins, number one, and also the units from that, and also the daily super event. So effectively, Kabam are giving you not an extra free 25 units, because you've got to work for it, but they are giving you the opportunity to grab a further 25 units, a further revive, and a further health potion in all of this, which is great. Now, we'll be talking about some scenarios in another video because this is all about trying to understand the grind process and what is easier for the grind. And one thing I just want to do right off the bat is kind of give you a bit of a forewarning on stuff. So we know that 660 points is what you need to get the last milestone. You can see on screen there, boom, it says 660. Okay, so how that breaks down is your choice of what you want to do in game. I'm just finishing this off, which of course, the easiest thing to say is, hey, go do Battlegrounds, because why do you want to go and do Battlegrounds? Well, for getting a win in Battlegrounds, you get 225 points. So effectively, you just got to win 3. Unfortunately, you have to win 3. You can't win just 2. You've got to win 3 Battlegrounds. So you might be like, go and do Battlegrounds. There we go. That's it. But you may want to do other things in order to get some stuff back, which you can see I've broken down here. To get the 660 points, it's 30 fights in quests. You may want to do that. You may not. You may want to run auto fight through some stuff. People like, Em, my wife, she might want to just run an auto fight and find that she's got it done because she doesn't have a lot of time available. She's a casual player of the game, and she's actually just started doing Battlegrounds. She's actually been winning in Battlegrounds, so she's done very well. I'm very proud of her accomplishments. I can't speak. I'm still nasally. Accomplishments in game. Sounds like I'm saying something else. Alliance Wars for 18 fights, AQ 29 fights, Arena 44 fights, which equates to 15 rounds of 3, so 15 rounds in general. Incursions 29 fights and level up 95 levels of a 7-star. I'm not saying that's going to be the most effective, but what this might be is a pick a mix of things of going, well, I've done a bit of arena, I'm getting a bit bored. I'll do incursions. I'm a bit bored of incursions now. I don't want to do incursions. I'll do a Battlegrounds. I've won a Battlegrounds. I'll do some levels at the same time. So I think how I advise anybody looking at this is just to do it your own way and what you think is going to be good or beneficial. Like, once I do the timer in a minute, and then we'll kind of cut partway through the video, I'm going to time it and see if it does feel like it's in that 10-minute bracket. Even more so when you're like, well, I want to do arena, but 15 rounds, I don't think is 10 minutes. If you've got Arena Express mode, maybe different story. But we'll have to see. Let's kind of like do this and see how long it does actually take. So the time right now is 7:28. I'm going to start now and do Arena, and I'll come back in a minute. Let's go. So just hitting the 10-minute mark, which you can see on screen, going into the event itself, and I'm up to 233 points. So not particularly 10 minutes. I'm going to have to keep going and do more analysis. But you can see the reason I'm doing arena wins, is to do arena wins at the same time. Probably wouldn't follow this particular chain of approach. I probably would do something like Battlegrounds and also do some level up at the same time. So kind of mixing them up a little bit more. Just to do a bit more kind of quicking up of the stage, I just thought, well, let's just level up just a few more levels on a champion, which you can see obviously 7 stars kind of warrant the most right there. What has that done? Again, it's only put me up to 281, so I need to get back into the arena farming, and again testing out the full ins and outs of farming this mode. But arena wins is on at the moment, so you can choose how long or what particular mode you want to go and operate in. So now you can see I've done arena wins. I've gone to the units part, the 4th milestone, and I'm fine with that, so I'm going to stop there. The daily super event, I'm only up to milestone 2 with 416 points by doing the arena grinds based method. So the only other alternative I would say, because now we're into the we're close to the 20th minute. We're about 18 minutes now deep into playing this particular mode, and of course we want to have efficiency. So what we're going to do right now is, excuse me, as the cold gets hold of me. I'm going to be auto-fighting in Road to Labyrinth. This is a 10 fight, 10 energy spend kind of thing. And as I said, the thing that I would recommend is Battlegrounds. However, though, and Battlegrounds, even though being like a great option because it's 225 points for a win, yeah, you have to win. And if you don't win, that's 10 to 15 minutes of your life gone. So therefore, you've got to kind of like go again. And if you lose again, that's 10 to 20 minutes of your life gone if it goes 3 rounds. So that's something you need to understand. Like, you could be doing 30 minutes of grinding Battlegrounds and not making any headway with this particular event. So what would be the best thing to do? It's sad to say, but it's like what I'm doing right now. Look, no hands. Like, I could literally go out and do some stuff around the house that I need to do, which I do need to do. Unpack some stuff and run this for what would be, I don't know, 5 minutes, and find that I've got the sufficient points. Like, I would just stop. I just stop auto-fighting right there and just check out whilst we were talking right there. Well, I've now gone on to the 3rd milestone, 460 points. Now, again, let's kind of like, let's roll this, but I'm going to cut the video here, and we'll pick back up again when we're kind of reaching that kind of end point of this, which now exactly we have gone 20 minutes. So this video is being recorded, like I've been playing this for 20 minutes. Let's see what happens. Just going to finish up with the last fight now. We're looking at about just over 25 minute, around about the 25 minute mark. So that's the last fight right there. It should say 8 at the bottom right hand corner. It does. And you can see, well, we can see like the mutant combat's on at the moment, which was not exactly what I was wanting, but the daily super event there, 680 points has been got in total, and that was from doing a process of just going through Road to Labyrinth. I don't necessarily say it's the best place or best thing to do, because a lot of this will be down to your individual interest of what you want to achieve, which of course will be some of the things on screen. Do you want to do 30 fights in questing? Go do Thronebreaker. Go do the most difficult one you can do and grab all the points by doing 30 fights. 18 fights in Alliance Wars, very difficult to do in one day. So, would you want to do that in one day? Probably not. But do they help to get some points? Yeah, if you're doing an Alliance Wars. I think, I'll come back to this point in a minute. Alliance Quest 29 fights in total to get 660 points. Again, it's not going to be done like that. Hold fire. 44 fights for Arena. Yep, on a daily basis, more than likely. Unless... And this is the thing, unless it's a Sunday, which could be a problem, because there's not really good enough arenas on Sunday that you want to do that. But a daily Clash, Clash Catalyst arena would be helpful. If not, do incursions, really. Less cost of energy, do that on Sunday. Level up, who's honestly gonna have that levels wise? Battlegrounds, as we said, may be a better option to do, but Battlegrounds is down for a week at one point, so you may be like, well, what do I do when the season's kind of off? Well, you might have to do incursions, and I think a lot of people will kind of fall back into that kind of let's do incursions type structure, because it will be, well, less fights to do than arena. You may want to, mix and match with it, do a bit of AQ, do a bit of AW and other things like that. So look, mix it up, ladies and gentlemen. Mix it up with your options of what you want to do. Battlegrounds is good, but you need to win. If you don't win in Battlegrounds, then you've got a problem, haven't you? So that's something you do need to consider when taking this on. And also look out for a video in a moment talking about reward structures and what to choose, because choice is very important in the mode. How are you finding the super mode? What did you use? Or where did you go, Where did you go to use your champions and get the points? Where was the best places? I still think 25 minutes is still okay. It's definitely not the 10 minutes that Kabam said it was. And Kabam say a lot of stuff. So I don't know if you choose to believe it or not. But yeah, the main thing about the stuff is testing out. Play for 10 minutes. Well, not necessarily, because you need to win one Battlegrounds, which takes 10 minutes. You need to do other bits of content, which take more than 10 minutes. You can level up champions, but you need a substantial, super substantial amount of levels, because even as we showcased, you need 95 levels of a 7-star to get, that's how many levels. You need 95 the lesser the starage, the more that you're going to have to level up. So, look, we need to be real on this stuff. But I personally think, and I recommend, a combination of questing. If you've got no time in your hands, auto fight through Road to Labyrinth 3 times. You're done. You're done after that. That's this, you've done. If you do have some time in your hands, mix it up. Do a little bit of Battlegrounds, a little bit of incursions, a little bit of arena, a little bit of level up, a little bit of questing, if you've got the time. But if you don't have the time, yes, 10 minutes is probably correct, but that's Road to Labyrinth, Quest 1, on repeat, 3 times. So yes, Kabam, more than likely be right, but is that something they want you to actually do all the time? But there you go. Each to their own with how they do this. That's been my kind of advice, and kind of go over the level, just doing some different methods. And yeah, check out some other content located on the screen. I'll see you all soon. Have a lovely day, and goodbye for now.